Centurions with the basketball.
New Roads right out of the zone, gets into man-to-man.
And it's an early turnover. Hahn forces the turnover on Ramirez. So matching pressure for pressure, it looks like the Jaguars will switch up the game plan.
Mike, it's the coach in me. I got to identify the defense every time down.
Absolutely. You might see a timeout here coming back the other way if Hahn scores on this three, and he does. Hahn, a streaky shooter we've seen throughout the season in some of the videos that we have on file. And Hahn, second triple the ball game for New Roads, cuts the deficit to 5. Under 4 to go in the opening quarter.
Century looking to run a set here out of man-to-man. Post the freshman.
And this is just easy money. Just go to Boogie down low, and there is no way that Alex Vogt can stop him.
As a freshman, he looks like he's still the biggest, strongest kid on the court. Pretty impressive.
I mean, the upside definitely there. I mean, obviously some skills to hone in on, but you love the base skill set here for Boogie Sorta. This is Rigo, another freshman, all the way to the rack, a lot of contact. That one rattles out, off to Merriweather. Merriweather with it near side, off to Hahn. That pass stolen by Moran. And Moran going to slow things up. Centurions will dictate pace.
Spreading them out a little bit here, running a little flex action, got a flex cut.
It's a great cut down low, a lot of contact, and I count about 4 calls that really should have been whistled down low. In fact, I think Boogie was held that time.
Yeah, he would have, you got to take his body, I guess, into the defender a little better, but it looked like there was a lot of contact.
Vogt driving the lane, nothing there. Great on the ball defense there by Ronnie Ramirez. Ramirez with a near steal. It's a floater in the lane, good for Vogt.
Big play by Vogt right there.
Vogt, only a freshman.
New Road's been able to kind of weather the storm early here at Century. They're only down 5, had to call a timeout, doing a good job staying in the game.
13-8. And now we have a foul, maybe a bit of a makeup call.
Century back-to-back times gone to the flex cut across and got a layup both times.
Well, if you didn't know the backstory, I went to Century High School, graduate, 99 class. Best year was our junior year, sophomore year, pretty good too, but happy to be back home where it all started for me, and had a chance to work with the senior Melvin Guardado, who's at the line right now on his free throws. And Perry, you've watched a couple of games that we've had here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, and I'm sure that you've heard the vernacular from me. You have to dictate the pace when you're at the stripe, and you have to get paid. It's easy money. You have to make sure all the noise is just out of the ball game. It's your time. Good composure. I had a chance to work with Melvin earlier today, and he is on point, 2 for 2 to start off.
Yeah, repetition is the key. Got to get in the gym and get the repetitions up. And
Hahn from 3, feeling it deep, and the streak shooter coming through for the Jaguars, cutting the deficit to 4.
Century's man-to-man defense has left a little bit to be desired so far. They've gotten driven by and given up some open looks.
Melvin Guardado to the rack. And the defense not home for the Jaguars. 17-11, the lead back to 6 for the Centurions. Schwartz going to bring it up, give off to Hahn. Hahn, Vogt from 3. No, that one's short. Boogie tracking down the rebound, ricocheted. He tried to get it off. Vogt now with it. Vogt trying to give it off inside. Epson, great find
pass
down low, and it's a score.
Hey, New Road's playing hard. Vogt keeping him in the game with the loose ball. He's showing a little bit of energy, bringing some passion to the team.
It's Vogt and Hahn pacing the Jaguars early here. 1:30 to go in the opening quarter. 17-13. The Centurions with a 4-point lead. They have led throughout.
Mike, I think we're to be interested to see which team goes to a zone first and which team gets comfortable in the zone. I think both teams are struggling a little bit in their man-to-man stuff right here.
Michael Lay on the floor right now for the Centurions. He's on. This is Rigo Ramirez. It's Ramirez, Rigo with Luis Moran, Boogie, Guardado, and Lay. Rigo into the lane. It's going to be a shot clock violation. I thought the initial shot hit the rim.
Mike, it looked like it hit the rim to me, too. I think we had a better angle right there.
Let's see if we can catch this. It definitely nicked the rim. And we get a shot clock violation, and, again, not the correct call. Not a shocker. Under a minute to go here.
You be nice.
Vogt, step back jumper, that's good. And Vogt has really come alive. Perry just mentioned the energy that he has brought. Vogt only a freshman. You like to see that. It's a battle of freshmen early on in the opening quarter.
A lot of good freshmen out here. A lot of young guys coming out CIF playoff games, showing that they're ready.
Rigo into the lane. A little English on that. Cedric Sabalo-esque, and he scores.
Another freshman, right, Mike?
Yes, sir. Him and his brother Ronnie. Ronnie with a 3 earlier in the ball game. Rigo making his presence known on that possession. Schwartz off to Vogt. Vogt driving the lane very hard, and he scores.
If you're in that Orange League, you're not going to be real happy these next few years with all these freshmen returning for Century. Going to be a tough time in that league for those other teams.
Absolutely, and you love the base that Century's built here. Inside fine, Boogie, left-handed layup is good, and one. Whistle not there, and we go into the start of the second quarter. Century up 4, and it should have been a little bit more here, Perry.
Yeah, I thought Century kind of let him hang around. I think they got to find something to go to defensively. They're having success offense. They got to find something to get some stops and get some separation.
Happy you've joined us, everybody. Mike Cepeda, Perry Webster with you on tonight's coverage. CIF basketball opening round coverage. It's New Roads in Century. And Century right now with a 4-point lead, 21-17. Perry, the head coach for Fullerton College here, what did you see in that first quarter?
I think what one real positive I saw was both teams have young guys really contributing, and sometimes you worry in a game like this getting a little big for a young guy, but the freshmen on both teams are performing. I think that we're going to have to see what senior steps up and makes a difference in the game. I think that I think 21 for Century, Melvin Gordado is going to be a huge factor. His experience and leadership's got to be big for Century.
Yeah, he had a couple free throws in that opening quarter, a couple of offensive rebounds as well. This is a score right now, 21-17. Shouldn't even be this close right now, but I think a couple lapses defensively for the Centurions, particularly on the perimeter, allowing Vogt and Hahn to really start going from the outside. I want to count 3 balls in that opening quarter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Young does. I think that they played a little zone early. It'll be interesting to see if he goes back to that.
Opening of the second quarter, it's a turnover.
Vogt just made one of my big pet peeves with my point guard. You cannot jump in the air to pass. Now you can't jump in the air to make the decision to pass. And sometimes you have to jump in the air to make a pass, but you got to make your decision while your feet are in the ground.
Former point guard for Saddleback College, coached by Andy Brown. Division I point guard for Cal State Fullerton. Guardado from 3. That went off the mark.
Hey, I saw that play about 15 times last night. He learned that from somebody. A little shuffle stagger action.
Something that they ran. That's an air ball. Well off the mark from Merriweather. Merriweather has a green light from pretty much 26 feet in, as we've seen on film. That one well off the mark. Boogie inside. Nobody can stop him.
Yeah, last 2 times down. The first time they try to set Boogie up for 3. This time they get him on the block. I think he's going to be real effective down there on that block. I expect Coach Young to keep going back to the well.
Well, if you can't stop it, keep going to it.
Yeah, that's my philosophy.
That 3 way downtown, no good. That's Epson. Long rebound comes off. This is Deuce Harris up, no good, but he's going to have 2 free throws coming his way.
Mike, in these playoff games, you really got to win the loose ball battle. And I think Century has struggled a little bit on some loose balls in their own end. They got to get to those balls, and they'll be have a little more success.
I think right now, when the shot goes up, they're watching.
Yeah.
And right now it has to be one and done every time down. You can't give a team like this that's streaky from the outside extra opportunities. As Jackson checks back into the ball game, he'll come on for Epsom.
Need your free throws in these games too. Don't forget about that.
Absolutely. Harris off the mark on both.
There's
Jackson with a rebound.
Chance.
Jackson maybe went over the back of Boogie Sordo. Sordo secures the second opportunity. And we go back the other way for the Centurions with a 6-point lead. 23-17, 6:43 to go in the second quarter. Moran with it out front. Gives off to Rigo Ramirez. Ramirez looking down low. Wide open Sordo. And Sordo nearly missed it, but he puts it up and in.
Coach Young's doing a great job of putting Sordo in positions to succeed. I'm very impressed by his offensive coaching.
Vogt, that's going to be a charge. Vogt out of control, and that's just a great job by the freshman Ronnie Ramirez reading the opportunity to take one in the chest. And the ball going back the other way for the Centurions.
I might need to have Ronnie come to practice next week and teach my guys how to take a charge. Great job right there.
Well, we don't want to allude to any future infractions here.
Oh, yeah,
Barry.
sorry. They're in my district. I'm all right here.
All right. Rigo going to bring it up here for Century, leading by 8, 25-17.
Here's the zone out of New Roads. They're trying to change things up. I like that. I like that out of Coach, trying to give him a different look.
This looks like a box one floater. Moran from the top of the key, actually from the elbow. That one off the mark.
There he
Guardado
is.
fighting for another possession, kicks it back. Ronnie Ramirez, pump fake. He should have shot the second one, but he'll kill Little Clock with an 8-point lead. I don't mind the decision.
I don't either. I don't mind if you're not comfortable to shoot it. There he goes in the corner.
It's a worse shot that he had before. I would like to see him, if he's going to take that shot, you got to take the first one.
Yep, I agree.
I do like the feet being ready to shoot. I think he knew what he was going to do before it even happened. Schwartz to the basket, has that one blocked.
On
Rigo off to the races, lays it up and lays it in.
On film, Schwartz made a big impact for New Roads. He's going to have to get going.
Double-digit lead now for the Centurions. Timeout Century now, 27-17, 5:30 to go, and, well, the momentum back in favor for the home team.
Yeah, Coach Young calls a timeout there after a made basket. It'll be interesting to see what his plan is here. He's going to come out. He's going to give a new defensive look. What's his plan?
Find out in a moment here on SoCal College Sports. Stay tuned.
Coach Young comes with the press.
The press and a 10-point lead. Coach Young looking for the jugular early. It's going to be a foul. Guardado, battle of 21s with Taylor Jackson, and Jackson gives him a little shove.
I suspected Coach Young kind of had something up his sleeve there. He called the timeout right after the basket. I thought maybe he'd come out with a different look.
You see that a lot at the JUCO level.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
Lay's going to come on. Is that Guardado's second foul?
That won't be good. They need to get him back in the game.
Absolutely. Press broken. Hahn wide open from three. That one off the mark. Long rebound. Karam's off. Lay lucky to come up with it for the Centurions.
You know, Mike, right there, you got a 2-on-1 break. You got to get something towards the rim, pull up for three. I feel like you got to attack the rim, make him pay.
Maybe a little bit of a heat check from Hahn with 2 threes earlier in the ballgame.
Yep. 1-3-1 here out of New Roads.
Rigo, that's great penetration. Lay wide open from three, and he buried it.
Big shot by the lefty. Great penetration, great pass. You know what these freshmen do? They do a great job sharing the ball. They all know how to play. Here's the zone. Here's the zone. Oh, no, it looks like man-to-man. Just a little confusion out of Century.
I don't think they knew what they wanted, and Hahn might be the benefactor. No, that one off the mark. Rigo with a rebound. Here's Rigo off to the races. 3-on-2 with numbers. Moran in transition, goes out of bounds, going to stay here as Merriweather able to get a hand on it and deflect it out of bounds.
I like Century's bench. You know, I like to check out, see how involved they are in the game. The coaches are all coaching. Got a good young assistant standing up, helping them out. Guys on the bench got great body language. They're into the game.
That's a great entry inside from Rigo to Boogie, and Boogie going to go to the stripe one more time.
Boogie's tough in there.
Perry, you have to really like the composure down low for Boogie. I mean, for a freshman, it's pretty uncanny.
Yeah, you know, in his body is pretty developed for a freshman. It'll be interesting to see how big he gets and how he becomes a college prospect. He'll have to expand his game. You know, he's very good inside right now. As he gets older, he's going to have to expand his game. But you know what he's got, which is, you know, you just can't teach, is he's got a feel for the game.
Yeah.
You could tell he knows how to use his body. He can find open spots. And, you know, when I'm evaluating a player, that's one of the first things I'm looking at, and he's got it.
He just gets in, obviously, at this point. It's a matter of refinement. Got a good solid base. Like to see his calves get a little bulkier there, protect the ankles, shoulders up top, very good. And, you know, if he can develop his handle, he's going to be a player to watch at the collegiate level.
No doubt.
Schwartz turns the corner and puts a floater off the backboard for 31-19.
All three freshmen, they got big, strong bodies to them.
Moran inside, and Moran This isn't even his best sport. That one tapped out of bounds. This should go back to Century. I thought Moran hit it the other way. Merriweather hits it out, but it's going to stay with Gray.
Century hasn't had great luck on that end with the whistle. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Young handles the officials.
Well, doing a pretty good job right now. No sense in getting too irate. You're already up 12. Schwartz again splits a double team, floater up and good. And
that's what I saw on film. He's got to make those plays for them to stay in this game.
Yeah. Doing his part right now. It's a quick 4-0 run, courtesy of Schwartz. Jonah getting it done right now. Boogie on the baseline with it, kicks it out to Rigo. Rigo not ready to shoot it. One dribble, kicks over to Ronnie. Ronnie going to fire from deep. No.
Coach Young not happy with that shot, wanted to get a different look.
And here comes another freshman off the bench. Going to check in the next time in for Century. We'll get to that in a moment. That one off the mark. Epson with a rebound. JV call-up paying dividends early here for New Roads. Winning another possession, working on Boogie. Turnaround jumper, that's good.
You know, I've been very positive with Boogie. I got to be a little bit critical of his lack of blockout right there. Allowed them to get an extra possession. He's got to be more attentive on the defensive end.
Second time in this quarter. And, Coach, it's all about the little things. Guardado at Boogie with a pass out. And right now, this is really a product of not having your senior on the floor. This is mostly freshmen. You got the junior and Moran. And we'll have another freshman come on the floor. Ronnie going to come off after the errant three that was well off the mark. A little bit trigger happy last time down. First time tonight, we're going to see Damian Martinez.
3 minutes left in the half. Guardado with 2 fouls. It'll be interesting to see if he comes back in the half. I'm sure the score will kind of dictate that. I think Coach Young would probably like to go in a half with him not back in the game with just 2 fouls and, make sure he's got one of his best guys in the second half to play.
Martinez has to be strong with it. That's really been his Achilles heel, being strong with the basketball or the lack thereof. Has it far side, turns and faces, kicks it on to the baseline. It goes out of bounds, and that's one of those passes that gets away from him. You just have to be a player. You can't be shocked by the moment, and it's one of the reasons why he's coming off the bench right now, not getting a ton of minutes this season. You see the composure in Rigo and Ronnie, and just where you talked about earlier, Perry. It's all about reps.
Yeah, the experience will help with that. You're going to go through mistakes. It's about how you respond to them. That's how you get better. You got to learn from them, and especially when you're young and as a high schooler, 14, 15 years old. He's still learning about himself, and he'll figure it out.
Mike Cepeda, Perry Webster with you on tonight's coverage. Vogt kicks back to Schwartz. Schwartz from 3. This has been his quarter, but that one's off the mark. Luis Moran tracks down the rebound for the Centurions.
I like the Vogt-Schwartz combo right there, kind of driving and playing off of each other. With Hahn on the three-point line, knocking down shots, and I think that's kind of what New Roads got to stick with.
Epson with a deflection, hands up, active hands for the Jaguars, and they're looking to cut into this lead yet again, and we have some contact in the middle. This is going to be a foul. I think this is going to go against either Damien or Lay.
New Roads made a nice adjustment right there on the defensive end. They've kind of been cross-screening to get Boogie catches, and New Roads kind of adjusted and was able to tap the ball.
The game within the game. Deficit down to 8 for New Roads, 1:47 to go. And can New Roads chip into this lead for the Centurions as we close down the first half? Back in a moment here on SoCal College Sports.
And
31-23. New Roads Jaguars from Santa Monica.
New Roads called a timeout there on the opponent's baseline. Looked like they're probably drawing up something to try to get a basket here, cut the lead down.
One of those cheapies.
Yep.
Watch for Hahn leaking to the corner. Doesn't happen. They inbound a Vogt. The pressure ratcheted up here for the Centurions as Moran is well out on Schwartz. Backs off a little bit. Schwartz enters the Han far side. High post entry, Epson turnaround jumper. That one's off the mark. Good box out from Rigo Ramirez.
Epson wants to get to that 15-footer, you can tell. 1-3-1 out of New Roads. They've been staying in this, kind of bothering Century a little bit.
Great skip pass. Lay not ready to shoot. Wasn't a perfect pass. Rigo, high post entry, looking inside. Moran nearly threw it away. Merriweather all over him. Should have been a travel, and it is.
I thought that ball was loose a little bit, but hey, you're the best ref here, so I'm not going to go against what you saw.
I appreciate that. 1:09 to go here in the second quarter. The lead remains 8 for the Centurions. Schwartz going to bring it up for the Jaguars. Looking to split the double team. That's a great adjustment there by Moran. Really bluffing to sell out and then backs off. More contact again. Rigo just takes it.
Bouncing off him.
You know, Coach, when I look at Rigo and Ronnie Ramirez, now Rigo with the better handle, Ronnie with the better shot, I actually think in terms of just general shooting, I think Rigo has the better touch and Ronnie with the better range. But Rigo strikes me as a player that, you know, if he can quicken up the feet a little bit, he can be a menace at the next level.
I agree. He's got another guy with a great feel for the game. Very impressed with these freshmen and their feel. The two brothers and Boogie, you could tell they played a lot of basketball in their youth. So whoever was coaching them, actually, I know who's coaching them. Their assistant coach at Century High has coached them for a long time, and you could tell they've been coached up. They know how to play.
They definitely know what they're doing, and it's great to have that continuity. 2 free throws up and good for Rigo. The lead back to double digits for the Centurions.
Assistant coach Andy Hernandez, I know, has played a big role in a lot of these guys. He played for the great Greg Coombs, a former great Century High School coach.
My coach. Epson way off the mark. Rebounded by Ronnie. Ronnie going to slow things up, kick it back to his brother. Shot clock about a 6-second differential here.
Andy Hernandez, also Cal State Fullerton grad. Gotta love that. Go Titans.
Rigo creates some separation, gives back to Ronnie. Ronnie, 15 on the clock. Good ball movement here.
Ronnie's got to keep him honest. He's open up there in that three-point line. He got to take one of those, fire it.
Here he comes. He's on the baseline, feet ready, kick out Rigo. Jump ball. It's going to stay here. That's too bad because you could have had the opening arrow to start the second half. Schwartz comes up a little gimpy after that play. Looks like he maybe got kneed.
Yeah, not only that, you only got 4 on the shot clock. You know, you almost wish you would have turned it over there. You lose a possession to start the second half.
Line set at the free throw line. They free up Ronnie Ramirez. Good feet, set, ready to go. No, Rigo with a rebound, puts it up, can't put it in. Boogie fouled going up on another putback opportunity. And Boogie Sordo going to the line to extend on this lead for Century.
What do I know? Good thing they didn't turn it over. Offensive rebound. New Road's got to be more disciplined there in the half.
That's a great play call. Baseline out of bounds, only 4 seconds left. Executed to perfection by 3 freshmen on the floor. There's not one senior out there, and that just speaks to the job that Coach Jeff Young's really doing here at Century High.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. When you got inexperience, you got to really be coaching them every possession and guiding them. He's doing a great job.
4 seconds to go. The lead out to 12 for Century. Vogt will bring it up. Hook shot no good, and we go in at the half. Century all over New Roads by 12. You are watching CIF first round coverage. Don't go anywhere, folks.
And spread the word, everybody. If you have friends or family that could not make it to tonight's game, be sure to let them know that they can watch all of our broadcasts on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com or our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. At the half, the Centurions lead the Jaguars 35-23. Back in a moment.
remember, everybody, spread the word, www.SoCalCollegeSports.com. Also on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1, broadcasting live from the campus of Century High School. Mike Spada, Perry Webster, Matt Henson with you on tonight's coverage. Opening round of CIF playoffs, boys basketball.
It was great seeing former CIF state championship Bryce Jones during the half, a good friend of Jeff Young here at Century. Obviously, those guys know what they're doing.
It's a good coaching lineage here in the gym. One of them right beside me. Hahn from the corner. That one blocked by Rigo Ramirez. Hahn gets his own rebound, goes up with it, and puts up a circus shot, and he gets it to go.
What a play by Hahn. That was a heck of a shot.
It's pretty good composure there by Hahn to keep his concentration on it after he had it blocked by Rigo Ramirez. Let's see if Century can answer on their opening possession here of the second half. Boogie kicks back to Rigo. Rigo going to reset, 17 on the shot clock. To his right, working against Hahn. Kicks it back to Ronnie Ramirez. Ramirez guarded by Epson. Guardado
back in the game.
Moran, short corner. Shot up, no good. Rims out.
But you can see right there the play breaks down. Guardado's got the poise to go in there, make a play, find a teammate. They missed that in the last few minutes of the first half.
You like the look. A block for Boogie. Boogie off to the races back the other way. Vogt in pursuit. Boogie, a lot of contact going up. It's going to be 2 shots coming to Boogie Sordo.
Boogie's 14, but 14 or 15, but he plays like he's 45. Got a great feel out there.
45.
Yeah, maybe too old. Maybe 35.
I feel like I'm 55 when I play.
I don't even play. I don't even want to feel like that anymore.
First free throw money for Boogie. Boogie well into double digits. He's looking for his season average and then some, averaging 17 plus on the season. Second free throw rattles home.
Oh, that Century High cheer team bringing some energy to the gym. I hear him.
That is a storied program in the ranks. I remember back in the day they were on ESPN, The Deuce. Pretty much yearly when I was here. Graduated in 99, alum of Century.
Matt Kavanaugh, athletic director at Century High School, doing a great job.
As always, Coach Kavanaugh, the freshman coach when I was here, assistant on the varsity as well.
Coach Kavanaugh said you were too good. You never played for him. You're never a freshman guy. You were always up. Is that true?
There might be some truth to that.
Hey, I played against you. I know you could play.
I was okay. I had my day. And Rigo Ramirez from the corner.
With the roar afterwards.
Lively freshman here at Century High. And Barry, you alluded to it in the first half. The Orange League not going to be happy having to duke it out with the likes of the Ramirez twins and Boogie Sordo. We'll have some contact down low. Is this going to be an N1?
Yeah, they counted that.
Okay.
That was an interesting call to me, Mike.
A lot of interesting calls down here. Same referee. Not going to name any names. We don't have any names for you.
It's better that way.
Yeah, it's better to remain anonymous.
Yeah. Hopefully we can remain anonymous as well.
I'll see if I can.
I still got some calls to get.
See if I can phase this out. And one opportunity converted. Back to a 12-point advantage for Century, up 40-28. 5:48 to go in the third quarter.
You know, Coach Kavanaugh, we got to ask him, about the big scoreboard in the middle of the gym. It's been here forever. It's not in commission right now. We got to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, they don't have any bulbs that they make for him anymore. Boogie tried to save it from going out of bounds right to Epson. That one stolen by Moran. Boogie with another possession. Ronnie comes up with it, gives back to Boogie down low, puts it up and in.
Maybe SoCal College Sports could build a video board up there for you, the Century High School.
Well, we can name it something else. Timeout on the floor by Coach Jeff Young, 42-28. Maybe a little bit more press when we come back. 5:26 to go in the third. You are watching CIF basketball here, opening round coverage on SoCal College Sports. 42-28 Century with a hammer lock in terms of control right now. 5:26 to go in the third quarter. Mike Cepeda, Perry Webster with you on today's coverage, along with Matt Henson.
Good to be here in Santa Ana watching the Century basketball team. Got a bright future ahead of them.
Volk on the dribble. Tough shot.
Vogt was able to get the guy to fall down right there. He's got to attack him instead of settle for the step back three.
Got a lot of separation there, and I want to say Ronnie maybe fell down, or is he hobbling a little bit?
Looks like he might have rolled his ankle right there on the dribble.
Looked like he's favoring his knee, maybe knock knees there.
Oh, yep.
Lay back the other way. Looks like he's going to lose it. Epson with a jump ball. This arrow's going to stay here.
Both guys on the floor fighting for the ball. This is CIF playoff action, baby.
That's Century basketball right there, Perry.
Century going to come out of bounds. Coach Young giving something, tapping the head. They just set up for this to get a three before. A little different action here. That's the trick as a coach, is you get different things that look the same and they're hard to prepare for.
That's a foul right there. Rigo Ramirez just caught an elbow, and this should be a flagrant foul. I'd like to see everybody come back. Jackson needs to get out of there.
That looked a little bit of a flagrant.
That was pretty blatant. Can we see a replay on that here, Matty? And clearly just caught him on the side of the head. And
you worry about concussion here, and with all the new research and stuff, they're going to be real careful and make sure that Rigo's all right before he comes back in the game.
I mean, I think at this level, that's probably a play that can take Jackson out of the entirety of this ball game.
Yeah, you almost wish the refs had access to the replay like they do at the high major Division I level.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we only have about a 30-second delay here as we have another security man in the building. What I did like about the reaction there from Rigo is that it was more pain than he was knocked out. Sometimes you'll see somebody go maybe a little dead leg or something like that. Not the case. Just probably smarted in the head area and being checked out right now by the training staff here at Century.
I think it looks like it's at the nose, and you want to know why I know? It looked like when he walked by his brother gave him a nice slap on the head, as brothers will do.
He probably felt it too. Boogie down low, easy score, and a good response here from the freshman. 44-28. How important is it, your first playoff game at home for the freshman group, and this is something that they can parlay into a deep postseason run in Division V AA.
Yeah, it's interesting. This crowd is about 75% full, and I think as you see these kids grow in this Century program, you're going to see more people in the community really taking notice of them. I think that Century basketball has got to be something Santa Ana can really get behind.
Charge.
Oh!
That's a terrible overrule. That's not even his call. You have a call down low. Now, I'm going to call him out a little bit here, Perry, because you have the referee whose call it is on the baseline. Boogie Sordo takes one in the chest. He is in position, and then he's overruled by the referee whose call. That's not even his call to make. Perry, what do you make of that?
I'll give you a head coach's perspective. I don't think there's anything more frustrating than getting overruled on a call that's right in front of a guy. Especially a block charge, that's something like that. You got to give it to the lead official, and really what you want is consistency. From possession to possession. If you're going to go with the lead official on possession one, then possession two you got to go with the lead official. You can't change it up, just as you see fit.
It's a terrible overrule.
Timeout here. Are we going to see some press when they come out of this?
Likely going to see that. 4:20 to go, 44-29. Century still with a lead here, but the momentum starting to shift the other way, and aided by the Zebras. Back in a moment. back to battle here for the Centurions, still with a double-digit lead. It's by 15.
All right, so New Roads was showing some 1-3-1 pressure. Now they're going to bring in a little 2-2-1, change it up a little bit. Let's see if they try to trap a little bit. Coach is kind of pumping them up, trying to get them up, bring some pressure. Century does a great job with their spacing to beat the pressure. Now they got to make them pay in the half court.
Got Rigo at the table. Good sign here for the Centurions. Boogie down low. That one up, not good. Guarded by Merriweather, and Boogie just shortchanged that one a little bit.
You keep doing that if you're Century, though. You keep playing that percentage of getting the ball to him, single coverage in the paint. You're going to feel good about your chances.
Volk outside to Hahn. Hahn goes one way, goes the other. Floater up and good for Ethan Hahn.
You know, Century wants to make a deep run in these playoffs. They're going to have to figure out how to stop the man in front of them, keep the ball in front, and do a better job defensively, especially if they got to go on the road to win some games.
Guardado, I think right there, Guardado has to jab step right and go left baseline and take Schwartz off the dribble. He definitely has the burst to get past Schwartz.
Guardado, I think he could be more aggressive. I'm with you on that, Mike.
They're going to kill a little clock here. Not exactly the worst thing in the world. Moran back to the middle, kicks out. Ronnie, good feet set, fires from three. Ronnie Ramirez.
You know, they both kind of had that guy in front of them. There was no real reason for Hahn to come over and help, and because he helped, he allowed him to get an open shot.
Vogt has it go off of his hip. It's going to stay here, and that one right in front of the referee.
Well, at least the lead official made the call.
Well, I don't even know who that is right now.
I think he's sitting right next to me.
I think you're right. Unfortunately, my calls don't count.
We got to talk to them, for the fourth quarter, see if they can bring a whistle over for you.
Agreed. Epson loses it out of bounds. Going to go back to the Centurions.
My guess is Century's going to break this pressure with great space. They're going to come down. They're going to get Boogie on the block. That needs to be a sign in the stands.
That's a bread and butter right there.
Get Boogie on the block.
Absolutely. You're going to see that next home game if they get one.
I love it. I want my face on that poster.
They might get it. How about they get a still shot of you and me?
That's nice. Flex cut.
Great cut down low. This is going to be a travel. Some contact up top, but I don't think that was a foul. I think that's just a big man being effective. And you talked about how size and length can really alter shots down low. That's one where it's Guardado needs to go into the defender and draw the contact. Here's a steal. Rigo Ramirez back into the ball game. He's fouled going up with it. It's going to go out of bounds back to New Roads.
Century really hitting some adversity here. They got to just keep their calm and keep cool. The whistle's not going their way.
No.
They've had a little opportunity to separate here. The nice thing is they're defending. New Roads isn't exactly coming back. But Century's got to face this adversity, keep fighting through it.
Crossroads.
I'm sorry. Well, they're both in Santa Monica.
It's all right. Another steal. Here's Ronnie Ramirez. When he's a senior, that's going to be a dunk.
Mike, we need to know why there's a Crossroads and then a New Roads, and they're both in the same city.
I don't know.
We got to get the story behind that.
Let's see if we can call up Baron Davis.
Yeah.
Did he play at Crossroads?
How do you think he'd be in this game?
He'd go for 100. He'd go for 100 right now.
You're right.
That shot blocked. Moran with a rebound.
I saw Baron Davis when I was a young man in the Nike Extravaganza playing for Crossroads, and he played the bottom of their 1-3-1 zone.
Oh.
He was the best high school player I ever saw until I saw Lonzo Ball.
That good.
That good.
Pretty good. Near steal for Guardado.
That's who I saw in person. I'm talking, mostly Southern California. I didn't see LeBron in person.
Merriweather fires from about 26 feet, rims out. Control Century in a big way right now, up 18, 1:12 to go in the third quarter.
New Roads goes to the 1-2-2. Century was in the flex. They're going to get a zone set here. Coach Young's got them well and organized.
Have your feet ready. You have to go for the jugular. And right now, it's all about executing. You might be up big in this game, but you have to execute. Good feet out front. Ramirez again from 3, no. Tapped out of bounds. If this is off of Merriweather, it's going to stay here.
Oh.
Well, Century hasn't had a lot of calls go their way. So law of averages says it should maybe even out in their favor, although these are subjective calls.
You know what I would like from officiating is to get the right call every time.
Oh, that'd be great. Ramirez, yes. Ronnie.
Sometimes those kind of calls feel like makeup calls.
You're exactly right. The lead now 21 for the Centurions. Jonas Swartz driving the lane, shot up, no good. Rebound, fought for, and won by New Rose. This is Epsom down low. Hahn from 3 from the outside, well off the mark. Epsom with another rebound. He's going to be fouled by Lay, and Lay comes up hobbling.
Epsom really bringing great energy to the team. He's probably got 4 or 5 offensive rebounds, give him some second possessions.
You know, and it's a wonder. We haven't seen Miles Harrison. He's a 6'7 junior, and it's Epsom getting the call up from JV and getting some minutes.
15 Hudson learners in the game for New Roads. He took a 3 earlier in the game, hasn't been able to get a ton of good looks. I think he's a guy who could possibly hit a 3 or 2, maybe give New Roads a chance.
This is on-ball defense that they're not used to seeing. This is patented old-school Century defense. That one off the mark, or the defense off the mark. The shot on the money from the top of the key from Schwartz.
Get a shot here. Just get a good shot. Don't get a turnover. Get something going to the rim.
Rigo setting up Ronnie from 3 at the buzzer, no.
There's bad spacing right there late in the clock.
So we go into the final quarter of play. Centurions with a hammerlock on this one. Back in a moment here on SoCal College Sports. We start the fourth quarter. New Roads will have possession of it. And a foul down low is just going to go against Boogie.
Yeah, that's one thing Century needs to try to avoid here. I talk to my team about this all the time. You got to lead late in the game. You don't want to give up points, but you definitely don't want to give up points with the clock stopped. You got to not foul here. You got to make them earn every basket.
Keep the clock going. You're exactly right.
That's good defense right there. That's a great wall up by Boogie.
Yeah, Boogie moving his feet down low, making it a tough shot, and that went off the mark. New Roads basically turnover.
Boogie needs to be a star. We need to put that face all over the city. Unbelievable. What a great nickname.
Pretty good. Ronnie driving the lane. Kicks it back out. Great movement. That's just great gentlemanship here from the Centurions. This is a freshman-laden group. Moran with it. Late in the shot clock. He's going to have to give it up. Here's Ronnie coming off a curl. Three-pointer. Yosh!
Coach Young doing a tremendous job. They're organized. They run the clock down, run the back door, don't have it. Got the stagger from the opposite side. That's advanced stuff. These guys at Century are prepared.
They're ahead of the game. And that one going to be a foul down low. Easily could have been another push-off by Jackson. Jackson with the elbow earlier that connected with the nose of Arrigo Ramirez. Both of them back on the floor right now. No ill will.
Jackson, though, is kind of just driving, putting his head down. I already mentioned that you really got to not foul. You really got to make this guy finish up over your walled-up hands. He's kind of just trying to force the issue. You don't want to foul him. You don't want to bail him out.
Agreed.
Missed both free throws.
Ball don't lie.
Yeah.
As Rashid would say. Rigo going to bring it up, guarded by Hahn. Kicks up ahead to Ronnie Ramirez. Ramirez thought about it. No sense for the jugular here. Get a good shot. Hahn with the hack. Rigo
wolfing a little bit.
Yeah.
Letting them know we're up 20, Rigo. I see you.
Yeah, this is my den.
These freshmen, man, these guys are tough. These guys are going to be a tough out in the next round as well.
Coach, they don't look like freshmen. They certainly don't play like freshmen. That's for sure.
No, again, credit to the assistant coach who's done a great job in preparing them in their youth ball. How I was a guy who played varsity basketball as a freshman, and I was prepared by my father in youth ball, and he really got me ready. And you could tell that somebody was in these kids' ears from a young age and teaching them the game, and then they're playing like they're seniors.
Definitely ahead of the curve. 1 of 2 on the free throws for Rigo Ramirez. 56-34. The Centurions pouring it on here in the fourth quarter. 6:35 to go. Their next game will be on Friday.
Hahn wants to be aggressive here.
Hahn, three-pointer, that one off the back iron.
Just some things. I don't want to be critical of Century. They're obviously up 22. They're going to really need to do a better job of blocking out when the shot goes up and doing some of those little things to make sure that they put themselves in the best position to continue to advance it. Offense isn't always going to be so easy.
Good contact down low. Boogie takes it well. And Coach, another thing that you like, they're not getting out of character here. You know, this has been a very physical game. The script has been thus from the referee really setting the tone early with a couple of no calls and a lot of physical basketball down low. And Century's just playing their game.
I think the tough environment of Orange League games and the difficult coaches you go against in that league has prepared these guys. They're ready to roll.
A lot of contact there. This one from Jackson. Again, he whistled for the foul. I believe this is going to be his fourth.
Oh, my God. I think I just saw a cheerleader fly 90 feet in the air. This Century cheerleading team is off the charts.
They're pretty impressive, especially live.
Oh, yeah.
You said Baron Davis was the best live player you ever saw? Up until you saw Lonzo Ball?
High school player. Live. I saw Kevin Durant in person at a Laker game. That guy's pretty special.
Yeah, he's pretty unbelievable.
He went down the middle of the key, man, and I couldn't believe how long his strides were and how high he got. And then I saw Brandon Ingram in a Sweet 16 game a couple years ago. They lost to Oregon when he was at Duke.
Boogie, that's just easy money right there. Drop step middle, step through, over the big man with the finish.
Ingram made it look easy just like Boogie does. This is the best Boogie in basketball. It's better than Boogie Cousins.
Well, it's better right now because Boogie's on the shelf.
Hey, I think when he's healthy, I think I like this Boogie. This Boogie's got a better attitude.
That's a fact. 58-34, 5:30 to go till Friday here for the Centurions. Going to be an on-the-ball foul called against Rigo. And Rigo feeling himself a little bit, needs to pipe down.
Hey, I'm gonna make a bold prediction. As a senior, Boogie is going to lead Orange County in points scored.
That's 3 years out.
That's 3 years out. I think that they're going to throw him the ball a lot. I think this guy's going to have a ton of points in his career.
What does Boogie need to work on specifically?
I think really if he wants to be real serious about basketball, he's going to really have to work on his conditioning in his body and cutting that up and probably changing his diet a little bit. You got to get serious about it, be a college basketball player. And the earlier you can do it, as a 15-year-old, that'd be big. For him and his development is to really take that portion of it seriously, and then be able to transition his game from a low post game to being able to play on the perimeter. I think he can. He's got the ball skills and he's got the feel. I just think he's going to need more and more reps on the perimeter.
Foul by Boogie. This one on Vogt.
It'll be interesting to see a guy like Boogie if he plays travel ball, who he plays with, and what kind of situation he's going to be in on his travel ball squad. He needs to take a step in the spring and summer. And the high school guys do a lot, but they gotta have their travel ball stuff too.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see all three of these freshmen, what they do in the offseason and how they improve over the next few years.
And take Boogie out, they're going to insert Michael Lay. And Coach, you're up 20 after a made free throw here from Vogt, and it goes in. Do we see Boogie again on the floor?
Hey, as long as we keep this thing above 15, I'm resting Boogie, and I'm putting some ice on those knees and getting him ready for the next game.
He don't like ice. He don't like the foam roller either. 4:30 to go.
Well, we're not going to give him a choice. We're just going to have to put ice on those legs.
Yeah, there you go.
Little flex action.
That's a great find. Ramirez from three off the back iron. Still, I love the feet. I love being ready to shoot there, something that we've been working on with Ronnie in the week leading up into this game.
Guardado, going hard for the rebound. I love Guardado's effort. I love his tenacity, his toughness. They foul right there. Guardado brings the huddle together. He's getting after his guys. We got to make better decisions.
And you know what? That's a senior taking the reins right there. with the lead scorer off of the floor. Hey, look, guys, we're up 20, but we're not playing well. We need to keep playing well up until our next game on Friday. Because if you let it get away, bad basketball will bleed into your next game, even though you win big in the opening round of the playoffs. 4:12 to go in this one. Century up by 20. Back in a moment here on SoCal College Sports. A fiery timeout for Coach Jeff Young and Century. And Perry, what's he talking about?
He didn't like the shot they took out of the last. They had a little flex action. He had an open look, but it was still early in the clock. I think Coach Young wants to get something toward the rim early in the clock, especially with the 20-point lead.
58-40.
So that was interesting. Coach Young called a timeout. They came out, shot 2 free throws, and then New Roads took a timeout. I guess they didn't like their initial timeout.
Yeah, I think this is a timeout from New Roads. They want to set up the press. And, well, at 4:12 remaining here, this is on life support if you're New Roads.
Yeah, you could see some body language on those New Roads guys. They're starting to be fearful of their careers coming to an end. You feel for them.
2 seniors on this team, Taylor Jackson, Tony Merriweather.
And those 2 seniors have done a great job. They've played with great energy. They've done a good job. The freshman guards have done a good job. I just think this Century team is going to be a tough team to beat in this division. They're skilled and they're talented.
That's really the history of Century basketball. This is a team you don't want to play in the playoffs. When I was here, coached by Greg Chapman, Greg Coombs, Bill Snyder, when the vernacular or the dialogue was, man, if you're an opposing team, you don't want to see Century in the first round because they're tough out.
Yeah, and these guys are going to grow into that.
And Century continuing that legacy here with this special young group. The Ramirez twins, Rigo and Ronnie, Boogie, Sordo. Foul out front, this one on Merriweather. Rigo going to the line, I believe.
No, that's just their 15th foul for New Roads. Interesting in this second half that Century's got 18 fouls, the New Roads 5.
Funny number, Ronnie wide open in the corner. Thought about the 3, going to kill a little bit more clock here.
He remembers Coach Young's last timeout speech.
Yeah, still ringing in his ears, that's for sure. Nearly lost the ball. Guardado picks it up.
But that is kind of an inclination of how this team has bought into what Coach is doing and what he's telling them, and that's why they're good. So much of coaching for us is just getting your guys to buy into what your message is.
Message loud and clear. That's a great shot as Ronnie makes a cut through the lane, wide open, puts it up. That's a great find and great finish. Hahn from way downtown. That one off the mark. Ronnie tracks down the rebound.
Boogie's still on the bench.
Well, he's been the rock all season long here for the Centurions. Going to get a well-deserved rest leading into the next round. Guardado with it out front, working on Schwartz. 3:05 to go in this one.
Great job by our camera crew tonight.
Rosa Rojas, Monica Rivera, Javier Martinez. Foul out front. Matt Henson, our director, graphics producer. Let's get our thanks out of the way here. Matt Cavanaugh, athletic director here at Century, allowing us to bring you coverage. This is just a bonus coverage for us. This is not something that we're necessarily trying to monetize. It's just something that we're trying to give back, consulting and trying to. I know Mark Bush for the Inside Scoop has been trying to get the live stream platform off for this school, and this is definitely a step in the right direction for that program.
Yeah, Coach Cavanaugh, such a connected guy in North Orange County, a good friend of my assistant coach at Fulton College, Tom Gorell, and we can't speak highly about the type of man Matt is and how good he does. What a great job he does for the athletes here at Century High School.
Rigo inside with the finish.
Rigo's tough in there too now. Boogie's tough on the block, but Rigo could get some things down in there too.
Yes, he can. Good base on the shoulders, down low. Saw him in practice this week. He was playing against a JV kid and ripped it from him and then knocked him to the ground. But it wasn't a foul. Pretty violent though. It was very varsity-esque. So that ball tapped out of bounds, going to go back to Century.
New Roads has emptied the bench here and, pretty much all but conceded.
Well, New Roads came in 9-12 overall in the season, 6-4 in league in the Coastal League. Century 8-2, co-champions of the Orange League. Martinez to the rack, can't get that one to go. Nearly knocked it away and does. Wins another possession for the Centurions. We'll have a jump ball. Possession will stay here.
4 guys on the floor in a 22-point game with 1:56 left. Gotta love it, Mike. You gotta love it.
One 4 sent out of bounds. Baseline. Martinez looking to bring it in. Finds Rigo. Rigo pump fake. Puts it up over the defense.
Hey, what was I just saying? Rigo on the block, baby.
He gets it done.
A lot of options for Century on the offensive end. Coach Young just got to keep all those mouths fed, huh?
Yeah, it's nice to have that embarrassment of riches down low. Outside shot. That one short. Rebounded by Martinez. Gives it off to Rigo. 1:35 to go. Next game for Century, we don't know if it's going to be on the road or at home. Comes down to a coin flip. We will know later this evening. Won't be able to have coverage for you on Friday, but stay tuned. We'll do what we can to have coverage of any game, even if it goes on the road.
Century staying in the flex.
And Ronnie inducing a fallen over player. Martinez to the rack. He's fouled going up with it. Damian can go to the line here. He's fouled by Miles Harrison.
I know Coach Young right here. That's a hard foul with about a minute left, and I know what's going through his head is, hey, let's just get through this thing. Let's stay healthy. Let's not have anything crazy happen. Game's over.
Let's empty the bench. Got a couple of JV guys at the table right now. First free throw up and good for Damian. Good to see him getting some run at the stripe.
Pretty good turnout from the community here for parents and fans here supporting these guys. Always good to see that. I think basketball in North Orange County, we got to continue to get more support from family and friends and get more people out to these games. And I think it's really important for all these kids.
Ivan Elias onto the floor along with Andy Zamora. Zamora on the ball right now.
They keep defending.
Abraham Basilio as well on the floor right now for the Centurions. Up 25 is going to be a foul. 1-1 coming up.
Number 0 here, Noah Graves. I got to meet him before the game. He had a couple good laughs at some of the sizes his teammates were listed at. When he saw a couple guys were listed at 6 foot, he said, "Hey, they're like 5'9".
That's the old. What? Charles Barkley was listed at 6'8" at one point.
Yeah.
And he's only 6'4". He played like he was 7 foot.
Yeah, I guess so.
Helps when you can jump out of the gym and you have the round mound of rebound.
There you go.
Basilio.
Kind of like Basilio right there. That's the round mound of rebound right there. Number 20.
So Basilio snatches down the rebound. Ivan.
You could tell Coach Young is going to be a really good coach and already is a really good coach, but he is still involved in making sure his guys are playing the right way. It's important to him in how they play and doing the right things. I think that's a great culture thing, and that's going to serve them well over the next few years.
Three-pointer off the mark, off the back iron, and Elias comes away with a rebound off to Damian Martinez, and he can dribble it out. Win or go home here tonight, opening round of CIF, and Century will move on to Friday, round 2. We'll find out who they will play. Max Preps will have that for you. We will not be there on Friday, but stay tuned to the website. Remember, this game will archive to our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. You can catch us next week. 65-40, your final as the Centurions a winner over New Roads, the Jaguars. Perry, I'm very impressed with the performance here tonight at home, holding serve for the Centurions.
Yeah, that's a great way to start your playoff run. That you want to take a few rounds. That is really a good way to start. Well prepared, well executed. Nobody too shy of the moment. It was a good job.
Take a quick break. Back with a recap when we come back. 65-40, it's a wrap. Century moves on with a win over New Roads, and man, what a performance by the freshman. 23 for Boogie, 16 for Ronnie, 14 for Rigo. 53 points out of the 65 on the scoreboard tonight by the 3 freshmen on the starting roster.
Yeah, and all three guys let the game really come to them. They never really were forcing action. They kind of just let it come and took the plays as they came and ran their sets and did a great job.
Perry, moving on, obviously you were a little critical of the defense, and with good reason. What does Century need to shore up if they want to make this a deeper rather than a shorter run in the playoffs?
You know, you look at the score and you feel like you gave up 40 points. You know, you might be fooled by that a little bit. And I think he's good enough, and he realized that there's some things they really need to fix because the talent of the teams they're going to be playing is going to increase. There's going to be teams with better records, with better experiences, and they're going to have to be able to overcome possibly a bad shooting night. A team that does a good job preparing for them, they're going to need to be able to defend and rebound, and that's always been what I've preached as a coach and what I was taught by the people that I trust and believe in.
Yeah, Perry Webster, coach at Fullerton College, head coach, runner-up last year in the state in the 3C2A.
Quit reminding me.
A champion with Saddleback back in the day. Perry, really appreciate you coming on and sharing your insight and your opinions. You're always valued here at SoCal College Sports, but we'd love to have you again.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed myself, and thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Century moves on to Friday, and just couldn't be more proud of this program. 65-40 winner here, the opening round of CIF. Thank you for joining us, everybody. For Matt Henson, for Perry Webster, I'm Mike Cepeda signing off. Have a good evening.